America, weirdly, on the Truth Tour, and I just had the best conversations with these two. Their podcast is called TruthStream. They do it from an Airstream in what county? What state?
Puyallup, Washington.
Washington.
Near Seattle.
Near Seattle. So they're used to the cold and the rain.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't go anywhere.
And I said to these guys 3 years ago, I said, you got to come to Ireland. And they were like, we've already been, we didn't like it. I said, you're from Seattle, it's rainy, what's the problem? He said, oh, it's a long story. Anyway, they're here in Boyle. Please welcome Joe Rosati and Scott Stone.
Thank you, Mark. So we thought we would sit down and kind of do this like our shows. Improv. We have not designed anything that we're going to say. I have a few notes, but...
Everyone's got hypothermia, so we're going to be quick.
So we might start with a little bit about our backgrounds. I'll start with a little bit about why I even became aware of this stuff. Well, first of all, I never bought into the JFK story. Time went on. And then, the 911 thing happened, and then Loose Change came out. And so that was, but I felt like I couldn't really do anything with that information. And then, of course, COVID hit. And someone's been pretty awake about a lot of things for quite a long time. So it's been great to have Scott in person to go through with this. And then I started meeting all these amazing people. And some of them are in this room. Mark, Lewis, Janine, Honey, Lisa Schermerhorn's back there, Carol's, Michelle. I mean, so these are our actual friends. What an amazing group of friends to actually come here with, and Mark, of course, our own leprechaun. So when COVID hit, I started learning about the indigenous women that went missing. And I just thought, well, wait a second. So if they disappear off the reservation and the reservation cops aren't, whatever they're called, aren't responsible, but then the cops that are not on the reservation aren't responsible, that was my introduction to the whole human trafficking thing. And so I started looking at a lot of different things, and Scott says to me one day, walking outside the TruthStream, you might as well say, you know what I'm going to say, right? The world.
Yeah, I told him that the world he lives in and the world he thinks he lives in are two different things. And I saw the light bulb go off over his head. And
yeah.
He stopped for a minute and he left. And
yeah,
it was a different Joe when he came back, I'll tell you.
It changed my life. And then we're in Ireland, so I'm going to bring this subject up. And I think Janine and Scott and I may be doing a show about this subject down the road. But Bono was, I thought Bono was one of the most amazing things in the world, right? So, right. Well, I'm getting there. Come on up. So I've seen U2 16 times. And then I start looking who Bono is affiliated with. And all these, Red and what's the other, Who and all of
the Vatican, maybe?
Yeah, he's in these
politicians, lots of
with
politicians.
all these politicians and world leaders, and I'm like, wait a second, this doesn't seem like the same guy that was writing the passionate music back in. And then I start hearing that maybe it isn't the same guy. Maybe we're watching a double. Now, keep in mind, as you might hear some of this stuff, I don't have any proof of this, but this is just stuff we've heard from tarot readings with Janine and Tom Numbers. And then we invited a woman on our show, Lady D, and she claims to have hung out with the clone of Bono like 20 years ago. And it's just like, what in the hell is going on? So we've done a lot of shows about a lot of different topics. And the goal is to bring a sense of calmness and humor to subject matter that's quite mind-blowing. And so I'll start with that. I have some notes that they're just little words that are going to clue me into what I might talk about.
No, we weren't doing notes. What are you talking about?
I
feel so unprepared.
With that, is there anything you want to
Yeah, I want to thank Mark for throwing me such a great birthday party. Where'd Mark go?
I haven't got there yet.
Thank you. Yeah, I was reminded this morning it was my birthday. I'd forgotten, but
Right.
Thank you.
So,
Appreciate it.
are you ready?
What a great way to spend it, I'll tell you. Except for the hypothermia, that part I'm not thrilled with, but you know.
So
We'll be quick.
This is a great reminder. I was going to mention that about a year ago, Scott had a visitor in his Airstream, and it was an actual real life possum. And I did hear the scratching at one point. And so somehow the story got out while I think we were talking on the show to Amy. And a year ago tomorrow, Amy flew up and actually took us out to lunch up in Tacoma on the waterfront. And she ended up giving Scott 3 little possums. They're just little finger puppets. And she said, wait till you see what I have in store for you this year. So with that, Scott is very fond of something in Amy's house. What might that be?
She has an incredible refrigerator. I know how weird that sounds.
Amy, come on up.
It's a black refrigerator. You didn't bring me a refrigerator.
She has a gift for Scott. So, yeah, you can open this now. Yeah.
Aw, thank you, Amy.
Should we sing? I was just gonna. All right. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Scott. Happy birthday to you. And many, many more. Do you want me to hold anything? Good, we can wipe up the coffee that we spilled over there.
I'm always on time.
A mini refrigerator.
It's the refrigerator.
But wait, there's more.
Is there more?
This is where Amy might do the describing component. Turn it around and Amy...
Stocked fridge.
Yeah, Amy... Amy, do you want to explain these items in here?
Sure. Okay, this really is a replica of my refrigerator.
That she
Did
made.
you make this?
I did make that. And I thought to myself, how in the hell am I going to do this? And so it just kind of evolved. So all of this stuff in here has to do with what we have gone through during COVID and all of the things. Okay, so here, here, you hold that.
Okay.
Okay, so while we have Fort Knox gold, because where's the gold?
Still waiting on that audit.
Some of these things really don't belong in a refrigerator, and some of these things just remind you of the United States, I guess. I had to add Gulf of America. There's sand, and then there's a little water bottle in there of water from the Gulf of America. And then, so we have the COVID bottles, Corona bottles for coronavirus. Then we've got the Bud Light that was boycotted. We all boycotted Bud Light. Then sorry, you guys can't see it. Then we've got all the egg prices here. Then we've got, toilet paper is kind of glued in here because, we were all running to get toilet paper because where in the hell is it going to go? Well, we're all going to use probably the same amount of toilet paper, but it didn't matter. People were taking it off the shelves. I don't know about here, but okay, so that's everywhere. Okay, and then we all know that they probably have a little beverage or two while they are on their show. So I have little varieties of beer, and then I have champagne for when we really do get to celebrate of a lot of things happening in the world soon, hopefully. I have little glasses for that are already full and upside down, and there's still stuff in them. And then last but not least, do you remember when our beautiful President Trump went to McDonald's and worked for a little while? So I have French fries and a Coke and a burger. And so it's all in there. And I tried to find a little mini baby possum, but it didn't work. And so there's that. Oh, one more thing. The straw man we are the straw man. We are the twin. So I added little straws in there. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. That is about as sweet as... How long did that take? Did I turn this off?
I don't know. I started it one day and then it just evolved. So I would say if I put all the hours together, a day. But I like first got the box and then I got a smaller box and then I added the front to it. And then I got some felt because I wanted it to look pretty. And then I already had copper wire, so then I had to stick the copper wire in there for that. And then, yeah, so it just, and then, you know, to get on the internet to find doll house things took a while. So anyway, that's how it was. So
Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope you have room in your suitcase.
I'll tell you, we have the best job, I think, ever. It doesn't pay shit, but it's not in terms of money, but in terms of the friends that we've made along the way. And, you know, there was a moment there where we were looking at the world and child trafficking and some of the things we were faced with. And we just refused to live in a world like that without doing something about it, because you've got to look yourself in the mirror once in a while. And you better like what you see. So we gambled it. We knew that we wouldn't probably get regular employment anymore, but it really didn't matter.
Find us online.
Yeah, it didn't matter if the world's gone to shit. So we just decided to live in service as best we could, and I recommend it highly. Be in service to others. It's where it's at for sure. Definitely. And I'll just add, part of that adventure, you know, this really, I've been hearing this for a long time about your heart center. You know, your brain is just a computer, but we tend to refer to our brains as if we live in there. That's the sum total of who we are. And the body's just sort of a companion. Your heart center really is everything. And the minute you drop down into that, really helps with the service part, but everything changes. You walk into a room, the room changes. And so I just encourage you to practice that, get good at it. And I think most of you are probably already pretty good at it, or you probably wouldn't be here. So
Yeah, just let's acknowledge, like, you know, so many times in our lives we're wondering if we can make it or what the next step is. And look where we are. What a moment this is. So, I mean, people watch our show, and, you know, so this is something that we've started doing more in the last year. While we're live, we allow people to, you know, ask questions, and then we take some of those questions and put them on the screen, and then they become part of the conversation. So, is there anyone who might have a question or so for Scott or I? Because, I mean, we can keep going, but if someone does have a question, Mark may have to run the microphone.
There's one right back here,
person.
Joe. Amy, you want to answer that one? What was it about? He's wondering about the refrigerator. If the freezer works, was that it? Or yeah. I don't think we're going to find out in this temperature. We'll have to take it in the pub so we have something to compare to. Deeply, yes. I can elaborate later. Yeah.
I think I look like your sweater. Yeah, I personally, I'll give a little background on my story. Right. We don't live in the Airstream together. I couldn't live in the Airstream with even a possum.
That was a stretch, actually.
Yeah,
really
that was tough. He learned that he had to give that a shot for a while. But I will go. I'll try and tie this into what is a motivator for me to do the show. I was dating for over 5 years a woman that had undiagnosed borderline personality disorder.
Probably a little both.
Yeah, and I thank her because it's made this a lot easier. I think that was the hardest time in my life.
Yeah, one of my ex-girlfriends had borderline personality, which is, I think, the most dangerous of the mental illnesses. So, But yeah, so I've been single pretty much since, I think. It's very, very liberating, I suppose. I'm gonna have to screen them a little more carefully from now on.
Right. Yeah, that is the other thing. And we have a panel of so the women that we've befriended, the Lisas and the Carols and the Michelles and the Honeys and Lewis isn't a woman.
Well, his better half is a woman.
Well, now we have what's amazing is that my aunties and my sisters that I can't talk to about this stuff. They've been replaced by the most amazing soul tribe that we could even, beyond what I could ask for. I mean, Lisa inspires me more to do my music if I need advice on anything to do with how I'm sitting, etc., which now I'm thinking about it. Carol. Without Lewis, TruthStream wouldn't have gotten where it's gotten because we went down to Olympia and we spoke. We were a little bit like we thought we were just going to go and check it out, and then we're speaking. And since then, it's completely changed. Well, what we do, we felt empowered, we felt heard. It's been absolutely incredible. And so, part of the goal I think of our show is to help do that for other people, and that's why we tread this, I suppose, the subject matter that we do in the manner in which we do, because I come at it, I'm not saying Scott's an expert on this stuff, but I come at it with a little bit of kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? More a naivete, I suppose. The woo-woo stuff is still kind of woo. I can't believe we talk about some of the stuff that we talk about on the show. If you would have said I'd be talking about this stuff, 5 years ago, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, so. But here I am in Ireland, admitting that Bono's not at all who I think he was. And that's the other thing. We've run out of people to look up to except for the people that we've met, right? I mean, I look up more to you guys than any of the actors or singers or musicians that I think, I don't know how many of them are even who we've been led to believe that they are, right? Like, who the hell are these people? So...
Well, so we got lucky. I think there was a divine hand in it because we didn't really know shit about podcasting when we started. Thanks. You've seen the show. Fantastic. Good. No, we're very guest-centric. It's about our guests. And we have great guests. We've been really fortunate. We've had, we had time travelers. We've had, we've really gone out there. We had Dr. David Martin's been on the show.
And we have
Jaime Harlow, who just designed the world's first room temperature quantum computer that's going to change all of our lives very soon. He was just telling me about food replicators and the lattice work it would require to just produce a meal out of thin air. And this is a brilliant guy that a couple of months ago he went into a DOD review for his invention. And so I didn't talk to him for a while.
Department of Defense.
We'll do like 3-hour shows with Jaime, and then I'll talk to him for another 2 hours. The guy's fascinating, and I'm privileged to know him. But he said, I'm a religious person, but I'm not spiritual, because I talked to him about a lot of woo-woo stuff, because I'm pretty out there. And when he came back...
It was a hiatus for about 3 months?
Yeah, he said, Scott, I've proven this stuff mathematically since we talked. Like, this is how portal travel works. And, so many of these other topics. And it kind of blew my mind because I've always loved the intersection between science and spirituality. And today is a really special day because it's my birthday. But tomorrow there's an eclipse. And I'm sure you've heard about the eclipse. So you build a little space into your schedules because it might, it might make that line between technology and science, that much more intense for all of us. But I forgot to ask you guys, how do you feel about living in the most exciting time in human history? Yeah, we talk about all kinds of rough stuff, human trafficking and disease and all of this other stuff. And people ask me, how do you stay positive? Because I stay positive all the time. I'm an apocalyptimist. Where did he go?
There he is.
There you are. Yeah, and I also practice fuck it therapy regularly, so that helps. Thank you, Sensei. Yes, but I think it's because it's just so electric. The energy has just gotten more intense, and I know you guys feel it. And it's going to get even more intense. And, it's pretty hard not to be optimistic right now in spite of it all. I think we're really defeating these bastards with our frequency. And I think that's how we win. So.
Well, and I just want to say, we've had, does anyone by a show of hands know who Dr. David Martin is? Okay, perfect. This is good. He's been on our show 3 times. And I had the fortune of spending 3.5 days with him in Colorado in January of 2024. It was incredible to watch him download the information. In fact, God, he was up, he's in his stance and he's doing his thing. And someone said, "David, can you repeat that?" And he goes, "No, it's coming to me right now. Someone write it, go talk to someone else who's writing it down." It's like, wow, it was really happening. And so we have, if you aren't familiar with him, or you are, it doesn't matter. We have 12 senses. We don't have 5 senses. We have 12 cranial nerves. And this is a bit what Honey was talking about. I'm so glad we didn't plan this. It's way more fun. Then we're not like, oh, I missed this thing or missed this other thing. So Dr. David Martin is basically letting folks know how to learn about our 12 senses. And the beautiful thing about it, and I don't know how we're going to teach this to everybody. First, we need to know that this is actually a thing, is he offers workshops, and they're going to be, I think, in West Virginia. I don't know if there's spaces left, but he has another workshop in November, and there's only room for about 30 people. Because it's an analog class. You can't just teach it on one of these things. It's interactive. So it's just absolutely incredible. And it's been such an honor to have Dr. David Martin on our show. And it's also going to be an honor to get a question, I think, from Frank. Is it? Do you have... Oh. Well, thank you for asking. So I've been a singer-songwriter for about 30 years. And it's been a heck of a journey with learning what we've learned, having bandmates fall apart for, go do their own thing for whatever reason. In fact, when I first started, I tried so hard to keep my band together in college because for me it was this really, really important thing. And I never really know, well, now I kind of know why, but I didn't really know why. Like, why am I so driven to do this thing that really no one even knows about and no one literally listens to? And times went on, and then I met enough people or met the right person, whether it was a friend of mine that recorded music that I played soccer with as a kid. So it was like just enough to keep me going, just enough, because you start wondering, like, think about it. If someone puts a song out or an album out right now, you go to Spotify, look who we're competing with. We're now competing with AI. There's AI bands. Did anyone see the Sadie Winters episode with what's his name? Oh my gosh. Anyway, he runs, Rick Beato. Rick Beato runs an amazing YouTube channel. And he created a woman's, he described this woman, described the lyrics. The woman in the lyrics came out in literally like 5 seconds, and then he fed that information into another program, and then that had this song that came out in about 3 minutes. And I was even listening to it with my engineer, and he's like, this is actually, like the reverb, like this is really well done. And like this is what we're competing with. So when Mark said, do I want to play, which I'm going to play later, it's me and my guitar, and that's it. No effects, nothing, because I just feel people need that right now, right? Like a real voice. And I've barely rehearsed. I don't even have a guitar. Well, I found out I have a guitar last night. And I just thought, well, I think maybe it's really now actually time for my music, which I've been wondering about. So thanks for the question, Frank. So the new song is actually, I'm finishing it when I go home, and it's called Rising Time. Okay, I'm trying to keep it together. And it's the most eloquent way that I can showcase what's been going on with the children. So it's going quite well, and Steve's done a beautiful job because Steve has the equipment, and it's going to be all in 432 hertz healing frequency.
You do that with all your music, don't you?
What's that?
You do that with all your music, don't you?
Yeah, now. Yeah, that's the only way I'll record it. So I actually got to tune the guitar to 432 tonight. So it's already oh my gosh. See, I'm in my tribe. I don't have to like try and explain what I'm doing or any of that. So yeah, guys, welcome to the new family. Anything else you want to end with?
Any other questions before we go? I know you're probably wanting to get warmed up here real soon, so.
The music's going to be in the pub? Oh, the music will be in the pub. Hey, there we go. I'm learning every day, so I think that's it. Okay. All right, Freedom Now in the Bazaar restaurant across the street from Live 5D.
In Ireland.
In Ireland. I've just been a kid by the side of the road, watching the world. Well, it's all just a show. Those we looked up to are not who they seem. They flash their symbols in a horrible scheme. We've been lied to about so many things. Television seeps poison as the mockingbird sings. We just want our freedom.
Yeah.
We just want our freedom.
That's right.
We just want our freedom now, 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 now. The scripts of the movies show part of the plot. Under the surface lies plenty of rot. Many actors play a devious role. Made a deal with the devil under mind control. The leaders of blackmail, yes they are. They sold us out, eyes and souls as black as coal, to gain their clout. We just want our freedom. We just want our freedom. We just want our freedom now, 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 now. One more time. We just want our freedom. We just want our freedom. We just want our freedom now, 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 now. No longer slaves. This human race. Explore the stars and travel space. The history we learn isn't even real. It's been rewritten as part of the deal. Lived in a psyop, our DNA dumbed down. The world's been run by the cabal of clowns. They want us divided and uninformed. Our morality gone.
fight, unveil the truth from darkness to light. Where we go on, where we go on, we go on, we go on, where we go on, where we go